Welcome back to L&D Home. In today's video, we have a mix of everything. We have some home projects. We're also going to be tackling some cleaning, and then we're going to wrap up today's video with some holiday cookie baking. We have lots to get done, so let's go ahead and jump right on in. We are starting in the dining room today. Yes, that is PVC pipe. I'm going to be sharing a project with you. Make sure you stay tuned because everything went wrong, so I'm going to tell you what not to do because I did all of those things. But first, I'm going to be starting by moving the dining room table. For Christmas morning, a family member is supposed to come and join my husband and the kids and my parents, and she is using a wheelchair. So I want to make sure that she has plenty of room to navigate throughout the house and she can make it into all the rooms and not feel like she's just in one space. Bella was very confused why move the table and also why I was moving her dog food. She was very concerned, and I don't think she was super excited about it because she hasn't eaten out of the dog bowl as I'm recording this voiceover yet, and it's the same day. She's very distraught. But after I sweep, we are going to be jumping into this project. So what I'm going to be making is like a private dressing room-like area. Both of our bathrooms are up the stairs, and my family member cannot get up the stairs. So in case she does need to use the restroom while she is here, she needs a place to do that, and I wanted her to have some privacy and a space where she felt that she could do that and she was not on display for everyone that was over. Granted, it's just my husband and I, the kids, and then my parents, but still, you're going to want some privacy when you do those things. So I started by hot gluing a piece of foam into this trash can I got from Dollar Tree. Now I have 4 pieces of foam, 4 trash cans. Please use something stronger. I wanted this to be temporary, and well, it's definitely temporary. If you decide to do this, use a strong permanent hold adhesive on your foam and your trash cans. Also on your PVC pipe. So I took those pieces and I just kind of mushed it into the foam and I attached it with hot glue and put a lot of hot glue around it. Again, don't do that. That was a mistake because once you start moving things around, you'll learn that's a no-no. Please use something stronger. You can always throw these bottoms away later or store them and stack them or something. I don't know, but don't use hot glue. Just don't do it. Next thing you should not do. Do not buy this piece. Now, I needed the 3-way system, but I didn't realize the bottom was threaded and it wouldn't go on the PVC pipe. I cut my finger open. I couldn't get it, so I actually had to go to the garage, heat up the end of 2 of the PVC pipes and just kind of like jam it in there and then put a ton of super glue on it and let it dry. And it still was not dry like an hour later when I got done cleaning some things. So buy a different 3-way system that does not have threads on the bottom. Just a hint, hint, wink, wink. So I didn't want to sit idle, so I decided to go into the bathroom and get our bathroom nice and sparkling with my favorite cleaner and my favorite shower cleaning brush because it had been a while since I cleaned the shower and it definitely needed some attention. Back to the project and some more awful things that went wrong. This is a 2-person job. Okay, this is most definitely a 2-person job. And if you don't have two people, please, for the love of Pete, fill your buckets with something heavy before you start putting the whole thing together. Like, I really thought I had it, guys. I did. I was like, it's wobbling, but it's fine. Like, everything is going to work out. Just watch. Just wait. And crash. My son literally ran upstairs and was like, "Are you okay?" So I was fine. Irritated, but I went to Menards and I got some rock, which I needed to do anyway. But I was waiting for that. Why? I don't know. I think because I was already home and trying to do this, but just fill the buckets up a little bit with the rocks, because if you don't have two people, especially, you are going to want something in the bottom of those buckets or trash cans or whatever you use to hold it up. There's more mistakes coming. Okay, so ride this ride with me. This is not the last mistake I'm going to make. You're going to see here in a second. But I filled the buckets up just enough so that I could get that bar in. And then I went back and I used the rest of the rock to fill them up evenly. The bag was really, really heavy, so I had to use a cup. And then once I was able to pick the bag up, I just dumped everything in. And then I was like, good. I'm straight to go. Shower curtains. These are from Dollar Tree. I got 3 of those, 3 packs of these rings. The first ring completely snapped. So I was like, okay, you know what? I'll tape the sides and I will put the one shower curtain on the rings on the front. This is when I realized the whole thing is backwards. The entire thing. The entire thing is backwards. I have to turn it all around by myself, one person. So after I stand there and stare at it for a moment in disbelief that I actually did this and have to turn the whole thing around, here's a sped up version of me completely embarrassing myself. Enjoy. It won't make you suffer any longer. I did get the thing turned around. And that is when I realized I definitely should have used a stronger bond glue, because they were just spinning around because I was moving them so much, which I didn't intend to do because I intended to put it up right the first time, but did not. So yeah, definitely use that stronghold glue and put it the right way the first time, and then you'll be golden. But I decided to tape the shower curtain on the sides because I knew this shower curtain was kind of really cheap. It's from Dollar Tree. It's one of those plastic ones, so it would tape really well. And I didn't have enough shower rings now because I had broken one. So I figured if I put shower rings just on the front so we can open and close it, that I would definitely have enough, because even if I broke a whole bunch of them, I had purchased 3 packs. So I'm just going to be taping the sides and then getting the front all set up and ready to go. And I promise it does turn out really cool. It's very big, and I'm hoping the dogs don't tear this down before my family member gets here on Christmas morning, because it is before Christmas when I'm recording all of this. But it turned out pretty good. But I just would be smarter about it next time. So don't do any of the things that I did. Do it a completely different way, the correct way, if you decide to try it. But it's really cool, and it cost me, I want to say, maybe 50 something altogether, which seems like a lot, but to make a family member comfortable, $50 is absolutely nothing. And we can always use this again for other things, photo booths, things like that. So I think it will come in handy. Many moons later, now that that structure is complete, I'm going to use a tool that I rarely ever use, and it's my Bissell Steamshot. I did a video on products that YouTube made me buy, and this was one of them. And it's a good tool, but I just don't use it often enough because it's cumbersome. It takes a long time to heat up. It's just not convenient. But I did have some stuck-on stuff in the bathroom. I also wanted to try to go around the toilet as well, because I see people in YouTube videos get really gross stuff out of the edges of their toilet, especially if they have males in the house, if you know what I mean. But that did not happen for me. You will see. And then I also wanted to test it on some paint splatter that has been on our bathroom sink since we painted probably 2 years ago, to see if I could get it off. And spoiler alert, it loosened it up, but it didn't quite get it off. But I was able to remove it. So stay tuned to see how I very gently got some of that paint splatter off. So before I go, if you're thinking about the Bissell Steamshot, I would say ask for it as a gift, but do not spend your own money on it. I personally don't think it's worth it. Wrap up our bathroom cleaning for the day, I love to end with nice clean mirrors, and you guys know I love my window e-cloths. I absolutely love them. It makes it so easy and fast to clean a window, because if you guys know, you know I'm terrible at it unless I have this right here. It will be linked down below. You need an e-cloth window cleaner. You just do, because you can use it on so many things. Again, e-cloth, I'm still waiting for you to sponsor me. Come on, where is that sponsorship? If you guys remember from a video a long time ago, my husband works from home, so he has to have this cord plugged straight into his computer downstairs, and it is an absolute hot mess. I used really cheap hooks. It's not working for me. This is the first thing I see when I walk into the door from the garage, so I couldn't take it anymore. I bought these off Amazon actually months ago, so I've been meaning to do this for months, but here we are now doing it today. And I like these so far. I don't know if they hold, obviously, because I'm just putting them in, but I like them because it's easy to get the cord in there. They're actually made for cords to go inside of. A lot of them had broken off and snapped off, and it was just a mess. As I was pulling off the old hooks, which do damage the walls, even though they tell you they don't, I found lots of dog hair in the crevices. So I'm going to be using one of my absolute favorite cleaning tools to get that dog hair out of those little crevices. It will be linked down below as well. And then we will be tackling the difficult part of this project, which is where it rounds the bottom of the stairs.
I can see them now. It's like they spell your name. It's insane. Now we're back here once again. Holidays and cheer. But now I got my eye set on you. I'm not gonna play it safe. I'm not gonna play it safe. It's going down on Christmas Day. 'Cause I've been trying to tell you in every way. Yeah, I've been trying to show you, but somehow failed. I wanna have someone to hold. Walking through the falling snow.
This is the really tricky part because there's no wall or baseboard to attach it to. So I just took a dryer sheet and then my favorite tool and tried to get a lot of that dog hair and gross stuff that was out in the little crevices so I could get a good adhesion. I also wiped it really, really clean and dried it with the rag and then kind of let it sit and air dry. That way I am hoping that these command hook things, since they hopefully will be stronger than the cheap ones, will actually stick, because that's one of the big problems in this area is they were not sticking at all. And I didn't want to use anything like too sticky because I don't want to ruin the floors. So fingers crossed that this holds for us.
I've been trying to tell you in every way, but now I'll get it done. I'm not going away. And right around the mistletoe,
bottom of the stairs leading into the basement was 3 times as gross, as you can see. But I did the same thing down here. It did take some finagling, but it looks so much better. You will see as I clean up and sweep that you can't see that cord in the middle of the floor anymore. It is all connected to the wall. So fingers crossed that it stays. I will say they stuck much better than the previous ones, because as I was doing the previous ones, they were pulling off and these were not budging. So let's hope they stay there. After we get done with this and get the place cleaned up a little bit, we are going to be hopping into the kitchen to do a little bit of kitchen cleaning and then end the video with some cookie baking.
Decorate the tree, only you and me. I'll be making plans, make you understand. I'm not gonna play it safe. I'm not gonna play it safe.
Before we start baking cookies, I want to make sure that all of my surfaces are nice and clean because I'm going to be prepping food on them. I do need to refill my Jaws kitchen cleaner. I do really like this and the multi-purpose cleaner. As you guys know, if you've watched my videos, I don't like the foaming bathroom cleanser, but I love the kitchen cleaner. So you just remove your pod, you fill it up to the line, and then you pop in that new pod, and you are going to have to screw the lid on pretty hard. You're going to think that you might be breaking it, but that is what releases all of the good cleaner into your water solution. I'm just going to be using this and a sponge to just wipe down the surfaces. No deep cleaning in today's video in the kitchen. I just want to get things clean enough so that I can prepare food.
On Christmas Day, 'cause I'm trying to tell you in every way. Yeah, I'm trying to show you, but somehow fail. I wanna have someone to hold. Walking through the falling snow. Oh, oh. I'm trying to tell you in every way, but now I'll get it done. I'm not going away and right around the mistletoe. I'm gonna let my feelings show. Oh, oh. I've been waiting for so long for you, but now I got it planned. I know just what to do. 'Cause I'm trying to tell you in every way. Yeah, I'm trying to show you, but somehow fail. I wanna have someone to hold.
Let's jump right into the cookie baking. I am going to be using butter. I use salted butter. I'm going to need 4 tablespoons. I'm actually doubling this recipe. I will have the recipe on our website, and our website is always linked down below in the description box. I use salted butter every time I make cookies, even when it calls for unsalted. So I'm going to be using 4 tablespoons of the salted butter and 2 cups of the sugar. And then you just want to beat that together for about 2 to 3 minutes. I did 3 because I'm doubling the recipe. If you're just doing the normal size portion, it does say 2 minutes. Then I'm going to be taking some chocolate chips. It doesn't matter what kind. We like milk chocolate instead of semi-sweet. And I'm going to be using 4 cups of this, actually. So the original recipe calls for 2 cups separated. So 1 cup in one bowl, 1 cup in another bowl. But since I'm doubling, I am doubling all my ingredients. I'm not going to keep saying it because I'm going to forget. But you are going to need 2 bowls. One of those bowls you are going to pop into the microwave a little bit at a time to melt that chocolate. I do about 30 seconds at a time and then just give it a good stir in between. And I did this about 3 times.
I'm trying to tell you in every way, but now I'll get it done. I'm not going away and right around the mistletoe. I'm gonna let my feelings show. Oh, oh. I'm trying to tell you.
Now it's time to add some vanilla and egg whites into my mixture. And I do switch my paddle when I do this part. I usually use both paddles when I make cookies. They mix things differently. So I am going to switch to my other paddle and then get all of this mixed up. Then I'm going to be adding in my melted chocolate. Then we're going to be mixing up those dry ingredients and adding those in as well. Like I said, the recipe will be linked, the normal, single batch version on our website. So make sure that you go check that out. This is the third time I am making these cookies. The first holiday season I am making them, and they went over really, really well at work, so I am going to be making them for Christmas Eve.
Let's go outside.
I do go a little bit extra on the chocolate chips. This is a little bit over the recommended amount, but we like our cookies to be nice and chocolate chippy because I love chocolate. Then you need to refrigerate this dough for about 2 hours. So I just use some plastic wrap. I dump it all on there. This is a bigger batch than I made before, so I had some struggles getting it to fit. But you just want to put it in some saran wrap and then pop it in the fridge for about 2 hours so it can chill and it becomes kind of like a hard block.
On the beach without freezing. Yeah, isn't that amazing? In Christmas times, we'll be chilling and having a good time.
My oven is preheated to 350, and I will say if you're going to do a double batch, I would let it chill for about 4 hours because it was still like a little bit soft, and this is a very sticky dough. So that little bowl that I have actually has flour in it that I'm going to be putting on my hands because you have to roll this into little balls. I also have this little cutter that I use just to cut a slice, and then I cut my little pieces from there. After you have your pieces all rolled, you are going to roll them into powdered sugar, and it's going to look like you're putting a lot on there, but a lot of it kind of like spreads or like bakes off. So you want to cover the whole rolled ball in powdered sugar so that there's a little bit of powdered sugar on the top after it bakes. I always use silicone baking mats. I don't use like parchment or anything. I love silicone baking mats. I usually fill up a whole tray, but I had kind of like cut a slice and then ran out of the little rolled balls and decided, you know what, I'm just going to put this in there as a little test batch. I popped it in there and I do mine for about 8 minutes.
Christmas in my heart, but this year I wanna hang out with my friends and family, making angels in the sand.
I also suggest popping the dough back into the fridge in between batches just so it doesn't soften too much because it's going to be a lot harder to work with if it gets to room temp.
Doesn't matter, it is Christmas in my heart. I can promise Santa's coming to visit. No, he wouldn't miss this in Christmas times.
These cookies are so soft and so delicious. They almost taste like a little bite of hot chocolate with some chocolate chips in it. They are absolutely yummy. Highly recommend. I absolutely love baking, especially during the holidays, and I love taking cookie trays to different family events. So that's what I'm doing here, is packing them up and then making them look cute. Thank you guys so much for watching today's video. I hope you found it helpful or entertaining. Make sure that you check out the video and the playlist that will be popping up on the screen here soon. And as always, smash that subscribe button so you can become part of our YouTube family. Again, thank you guys so much for watching, and we wish you and your family a very Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, or whatever other holiday or tradition you guys celebrate. We wish you all the very best. Bye.
Painted in blue. Ooh, yeah, that's what we do. We'll be chilling and having a good time.